when I was in player development with the D-backs after a while, they're like, what's your favorite thing, or, what's your most like challenging thing and about coaching? And my favorite thing is, it's weird, but it's like finding what language that player speaks, right? And I'm not talking Spanish, English, right? Like what makes that guy tick. And if you like invest in that, that has nothing to do with the swing. That has nothing to do with mechanics. And I think that's the funnest thing about coaching is it takes a while, right? It takes like weeks, months for some of what makes this guy tick and what's going to get this guy to the next level and then get to coaching. And I think it's tough this day and age with these kids bouncing around on so many teams, the transfer portal, all this stuff. It doesn't really give the coach that many opportunities to get to know the kid, right? Because it's like, we got to win tonight because some of these guys are probably out of here next year. We used to have in high school, Bob Wesley, he just used to rake the mound. And the whole team would be around the mound. And at times you're like, enough raking this mound. But the stories he would tell, the storytelling I think is kind of lost in our game. And, just having the ability to talk ball and not just grinding away with, PVC pipes and balls and bands and weighted bats and not like telling the story of the game, figuring out what makes these kids tick, I think is kind of where the game is light right now, but it can come back.
Yeah,
right? Everyone,
sure.
This old school, new school, like it'll come back. History repeats itself.
Absolutely. Well, we were just talking offline about George Brett, right? And that was one of the things you said. One of the best human beings, and the stories, and just the kind of passing that along. And I think that's what that's what I love about baseball too. Is I feel like, and maybe it is the same way in other sports. I didn't grow up in other sports, so but I do think baseball has that nostalgia kind of feel to it, that family vibe. That like if you're in the club, these are the things that are getting passed around, these stories and things.
And once you get to pro ball and then the big leagues, or even in high school and college a little bit, is the game of baseball now it's like the Olympics. It's a global game, and it's a real global game. I mean, you got guys from Canada, South America, of course, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican. I mean, these guys from all over, Japan, Korea, Venezuela. It's just this melting pot of the whole. And that's why the big leagues, I think, is so good right now of talent, because baseball is getting played everywhere. The most popular sport in the world, probably cricket, because what they got in India. But baseball is just it's a global game. It's like the Olympics. It really is, every single day in the big leagues. Major League Baseball is not the best Americans by any means. It's this melting pot of people from all over. So there's so many stories and culture changes, and like the big league clubhouse it's rocking and rolling right now.
I bet.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed that clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the full podcast, click right here. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you find this content valuable.